Gang, Dirty Rob from the West Michigan Trail Runners and the Gazelle Sports Dirty Herd here with this week's shoe review. It is the hotly anticipated Peregrine 6 from Saucony. Woo! Check that thing of beauty out, and it is a beauty. Put maybe, I don't know, 50 miles on this thing. Dirt, snow, and ice. It is sweet. Let's talk about it. It is a brand new shoe top to bottom. Interestingly enough, for all of you shoe nerds out there who study the cycles of shoes and what they do, typically speaking, I always feel like the shoe companies do total revamps top to bottom on the odd numbers, versions 3, 5, 7, so that we have a 6 in our possession that is brand new top to bottom. I can only think has to do with the Everrun insert that they couldn't wait to get it into the shoe, their most popular trail shoe. So I don't know if we'll ever find an answer to that or if I'm just making stuff up, conspiracy theories and all. Either way, I love the 6. It's a great shoe. Let's talk about what they've done to it and what you can expect when you put it on your foot. So, top to bottom, laces. Nice textured flat lock laces. They did the job. They stayed tied. The tongue, definitely more padded than version 5. Noticeably so. I will call them out. There is no lace guidance system, and we all know how much I love my lace guidance systems. But their saving grace is a gusset that runs about 2/3 of the way up. So it's a little higher than you'd find in most shoes. So the tongue didn't move a ton. So while I want a lace guidance system there for my peace of mind, performance-wise, the tongue didn't move. Awesome job. A really thick plastic overlay along the eyelid, so I guess I'm feeling like it's gonna be really durable there. Really help lock in the midfoot. They're great. It has their little flex film overlays. You can see it all around where it's shiny from the light in the window there. Right? Tons of overlays, so you get a really nice midfoot wrap, heel holding, wide toe box though, very much unlike previous versions. That is a very wide toe box. It's very Ultra-esque, ALTRA-esque, but not as wide as the Ultra, but it is very wide. My version 5 has 300 plus miles on it, and it's still, that much wear is still less wide than this thing is. So I loved it to death. I love my wide forefoot, plenty of room for my toes to splay out. Awesome shoe. Stitching on the upper, you're going to find it around the toe rand here and then along the heel counter, and it does extend a little up towards past the heel, a little towards the arch there. So really nice lock-in feel there, plenty of room there, lots of protection. I love the extra kind of overlays there above the big toe, so if you do have some toe lifting issues, you're not going to rip through the upper, so it should add a little durability there. So all in all, the upper, total success, well done. Getting into the midsole. So Everrun. Everrun is Saucony's Boost. It is a processed TPU. It's gonna give you some more softness in the wintertime, less softness in the summertime, a little more energy return, a little more durability. There have been reports I've read on some websites that it is a sock liner. They insert in the shoe as a sock liner underneath the regular sock liner in place of the stroble board, and you can see there that nice piece of red back there. That is a traditional stroble board. There is no TPU Everrun underneath the sock liner of the shoe. The Everrun is a heel insert in the Peregrine. I know some of the road shoes, they have the sock liner, additional sock liner underneath the regular sock liner as a replacement for the stroller board. In this shoe though, it is simply in the heel insert. How does that feel when you're running it? I didn't notice it a whole lot, to be honest with you. I'm a very dedicated midfoot and forefoot striker. I try to stay off my heels, keep my cadence high. So I didn't notice it a lot. I will tell you, when I walked around in the shoe, I ran some errands in it, did a little hiking, took the dog for a walk. Definitely noticed it then versus version 5. My neighbors were wondering why I was walking around with 2 mismatched shoes, but I did it. The heel was much softer in the shoe, felt way better than the previous version. So for those of you who are going to hike in the shoe, who are just going to walk in the shoe, chill out in the shoe, whatever you do in the shoe, or if you run in your traditional heel striker, Everrun is definitely going to be a nice insert into your collection. You're going to love having it in the heel of the shoe. It's a really well done addition. I would like to see going forward, maybe do the whole sock liner or maybe a little bit in the forefoot. That'd be kind of cool. Just saying, maybe Saucony, maybe. EBO rock plate in the front, so you get a little bit of stiffness there. I feel like it's a little stiffer than the previous version, but I didn't seem to mind when I was running. But again, I weigh 180 pounds. I'm bigger than the average runner. So shoe flex with me, not a problem. Good energy return. So great there. Outsole, Power Trek outsole. Lots of big lugs, lots of traction. Like I said, dirt, snow, and ice. It wasn't until I hit ice that I had a problem with this thing. It handled everything deftly without a problem. I will point out though, the lugs on the perimeter of the shoe are a little on the narrow side. So if you're one of those ice spike users or sheet metal screw users, you're gonna have to go into the more middle of the shoe away from the perimeter. And I know the perimeter is where we love to put our spikes, and it's all the way around. They're a little narrow all the way around the perimeter there. So something to think about if that's your normal strategy for winter traction. 4 millimeter drop, 17.5, 21.5. So very similar setting as far as ground feel, place in relation to the ground. Weight-wise, their website says it went up 0.2 of an ounce from 9.2 to 9.4. I'm telling you, the two shoes that I have in my possession went the other direction. My version 5 weighed 12.4. My version 6 weighs 12.2. So right in the center of the range of lightweight to tank. So a very similar spot to where it was in the previous version. So in that regard, I'm gonna have to say it's probably gonna earn a spot, an esteemed spot in the trunk of my car and stick with my regular rotation again. I loved it. I know it's a whole new shoe and they've dialed it all in every which way, and it's fantastic. It's in a very, very different way. So Saucony, well done. All right, last thing. One little caveat for those of you so I don't get myself in trouble. One potential issue you might have. Yes, I'm saving the worst for last. This collar is cut a little higher in this version versus the last versions, versus any versions. I've never ever had a Saucony shoe, and a Peregrine particularly, that I've felt rub my ankle bone at any time, whether it's sock liner, any color Superfeet, whatever I want to experiment and try within the shoe. This shoe did. I noticed it. It runs a little higher. So if you have a lower volume midfoot and shoes tend to run a little high on you anyway, or you have low ankles or whatever it is, be sure to try the shoe on and walk around the store a minute before you buy it. I noticed it. It wasn't such a troublesome issue that it made me not want to get them. With the regular sock liner in it, wasn't a problem, but I just kind of felt it. I threw Superfeet blue in there, wasn't a problem at all. Superfeet black, a little more thin, a little less shoe, I noticed a little bit. I don't know. It will give me pause before I run too long in it. I did about 5 miles in it that day, and I felt it there, but it didn't cause a blister. It was just a small rub irritation. So something to look out for. Check it out before you buy it, just to be wary. But I'm sure 99.9% of you are going to throw the shoe on. You're going to love what they did to it. You're going to love the feel, and you're going to love the performance. So Saucony, well done. Peregrine 6, back in the trunk of my car for another summer. I love that you guys just keep knocking the shoe out of the park. So that's it, gang. Another shoe review done. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you listening. Any comments, please put them in the notes below. Otherwise, I will see you next week. And remember, again, get outside. There's no such thing as bad weather, only bad gear. I think I got that right. Peace out.